Hey guys, what's going on? Tenor here. Tenor Talk, where we speak truth from the heart, always. Are you able to hear it though? Are you able to hear the truth? Do you know what the truth is? Are you able to discern what the truth is when you hear it? Or are you still being manipulated? Anyway, I'm just buying some time here, but those are important words. I hope that you heard those. Just want to make sure we're live on the other platforms. Hang in there. Just waiting to get my email from YouTube that we're live. I got it. Okay, hold on a second. Let's just throw it on and see if we're live. See if people can hear me. Anyway, I'm just buying some time here. Okay, so that's live there. Just want to check Rumble. They put the chat on here. If anyone is on Facebook, I actually want to check if we're live on Facebook. I got an email that it was disconnected. Oh, look at that. It says Tenor Talk is streaming on Rumble. Let me hear that. This is really cool, guys. I just love when this shit works like this. Here. There's our boy Lamar in the chat. What's up, my man? He came to Dallas late, but you're never late when you're right on time with divine timing. He came to the 5 o'clock. The original time for the Dallas was 5 to 8, and we changed everything. And there's another gentleman that I tried to refund. If you're watching this, my sincere apologies. I emailed you, check your spam. I sent you my cell phone number. We were hoping to hook up with you. I hope that you didn't travel a very far distance. I tried to refund you for the ticket that you purchased, and you didn't get the memo that we had to change everything. The Hyatt was booked. So my sincere apologies. And please reach out. I sent you an email because I want to talk to you, because you made a point to come to the show and we missed you. So I love you, and my sincere apologies. And please make sure that you check your spam. I sent you 2 emails. I want to make sure that you were refunded. Number 1, Spamby wants to say hello. She's from the God field. I created her because I'm a powerful mofo. When I got the memo, I brought her into my life. I created her. And we're all the same. You're all powerful creators. So we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, cool. All right, we're live everywhere. All right, cool. Let me shut this off. Let me shut this down. So I've got another powerful creator, just like all of you that are watching this tonight, because we're all the same. Where we go one, we go all. That's what that means. We're all the same. And we're going to the same place. Come here, honey. You're not allowed on tables. You know that. Let me bring her in. Oh, my goodness. Diane Renee.
Hi.
Divinely Diane. Diane is actually right next door. Let me show you what's going on here. We're in an RV park. We're leaving for Florida tomorrow.
Let me see if I can wave.
Let me spin this. Wave. Let me turn this.
Can you see my hand?
I think we see your hand in there. Diane is inside her rig. I'm outside so we don't have interference. And
it's a little hot today.
Is like about an eighth of a mile walk down there in another spot. They separated us, just like they tried to do with COVID. But they can't separate powerful beings once they got the memo. Bambi is really wants to say hello today. I usually have to go get her.
And Tina, your volume is a little low. It's shifted.
Hey, Tenna. Let's see.
Tenna.
Tenna, you're not a sinner. All right.
You're a winner.
How we doing? And listen, I don't want to shock everyone. I got to do this because this triggers people. Because what people do is we're judging everyone, right? So I wasn't even kidding. I'm having a beer here. Everything in moderation, everyone. Moderation. It's okay. This is part of the deception that's going on here. So let me take a sip. I haven't done this, I don't think, live. Taking a sip of a beer live, believe it or not.
Yeah, we had thought about wearing burlap sacks and putting in our corncob pipes and old battered straw hats and maybe blacking out a tooth or two to see if anybody would still listen. Because we have so much judgment that is everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Right. My apologies. I still have a cut-off shirt on, so Um, there was people again, and I have to bring it up. It's not to bust chops, but people that I really thought that loved me and really appreciated everything that I had done and how we have connected over the years. Like I'm bombarded with some texts and stuff, and because I had a cut off shirt and I said a couple curse words at one of our events, this is how deep you need to hear this, people. This is how deep the neurolinguistic programming that it's working on you. If you are triggered by what somebody's wearing, if you're judging people, if a curse word offends you, then you are right where they want you. They've got you right in their grasps where you can't understand anything. You can't understand how powerful you are. You cannot understand the reality of what's going on and what you need to do to save yourself, and the world, because we're all connected consciously. So we're going to do this together. So we have to get a little harder tonight. And I'm no stranger to triggering people and pissing people off. And tonight is probably going to be no exception. I think Divinely Diane has a few things to say as well. But anyway, we're going to get to that breaking news in a minute. We've actually been talking about this breaking news. But here's what I want to do. I want to honestly ask you a question. What if you were watching, right? What if right now you realized that you were watching the most important podcast or video in the last 5 years, right? It might take you a few minutes. You might not understand that you actually are watching one of the most important podcasts in the most 5 years. So I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to grasp that possibility that you are watching one of the most important informational pieces of your life, actually, of millennia. Okay? Let that sink in. Here's what I want you to do. What I want you to think about something very important for you, because I'm okay, everybody, and it's not ego, but maybe if I put it this way, like, I mean, I don't want to say I don't give a shit because I do. Because why would I be out on the road, not really knowing where I'm going next after Florida, to connect with important people and powerful people? I'm not comparing myself to Jesus in any way, shape, or form, but I think this is what Jesus was doing, right? He was going around and he was spreading information, and I'm pretty positive that I know what Jesus was doing. He was telling people how important they are, and how to tap into their power and to change their lives, right? So think about this. We're going to keep this very simple. People think that Jesus healed everybody, and I mean, I this isn't scripture. I mean, I don't know. The woman touched his garment, and she thought that Jesus healed her, and Jesus told her it's his words. I believe it's Jesus's words, and he said
By her own faith.
he didn't heal her; it was her faith. So this is what we're talking about now. This is where we're at, right? And Jesus was trying to explain to people how powerful they are and where the power is, the kingdom, where the kingdom is, where the kingdom of heaven is. It's inside, right? So so here's what I want you to do. And I'm going to put a couple of minutes of my music on. You can actually do this right now, because I don't care if you listen to 3 minutes of my music. If you want to hear it, you can go to my website and listen for free. But while I put this music on, and you can rewind if you actually want to listen to the music, if you're new here, that's fantastic. I love that you want to hear my music. But this is archived, this video, after it's live, and you can come back and watch this again. So take this like 3 or 3.5 minutes. That's how long this music medley is of my 3 songs. And go when this music starts. If you can get into a mirror in your bathroom, or if you're in your bedroom, or wherever you are, and look into a mirror, look into your eyes, and ask yourself a question. Ask yourself this question. There might be 2 questions in here. The question is, hi, self. I'm looking into my eyes, and I'm going to ask, I'm asking you, right? Hey, hey, Tenor, how many more years are you going to follow people, and podcasters, and truthers, and fake triots that are pushing everything that's coming to save? How many more years am I going to follow people that are pushing an agenda that something is coming to save me? How many more years am I going to listen to another broadcast that's telling me that the EBS or whatever it is coming for 10 days and it's going to tell the world what's going on and that's magically going to save us all when we learn about all of the madness that happened? How many more years am I going to listen to someone that's telling me that that's coming? Because I know that this has been going on for at least 5 6 years. So I'm wondering. I'm again. Don't get lost. I'm in the mirror, and I'll put the music on, and you can go in the mirror and look in your eyes and ask yourself, how many more years are you going to be distracted?
I think people need to also have a moment, because when they hear this, what we've determined is that it's a message that is really difficult for people to hear, because they have been waiting for these things instead of understanding what's actually happening. So I want to say, don't lose faith. Don't be
And I want to say
overcome
I was
your fear.
guilty too. Can you hold that thought there,
Sure.
Diane, to pick up? I want to tell people that I'm not beating you up. I I, I had to do this same thing along this journey because I actually have podcasts and shows archived talking about all of these things. I'm just as guilty. I was caught up. I was caught up in the distractions and all of that. And all of those things are keeping us from understanding how powerful that we are. And we bring receipts with these things today. People that are off their pain medications, once they learn this language of what has been kept from us. And once we take a break from all of these, a little bit of a break, okay, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But I'm just as guilty, so I'm not. Don't get triggered that I'm beating you up, that you're less or different, or you don't know as much as I know. I had to go through the same thing, and this is why I can sit here and talk to you today to tell you that I was deceived. I was deceived by the same things and the same people that are still deceiving you, and the same information and the same distractions that are still distracting people. So, and my heart goes out to you because I so badly want you to. It's okay, honey. I so badly want you to understand how you're being deceived and everything that's going on out there. Most of the things that are going on out there are to keep you. It's a strategic plan from the enemy, and it's to keep you distracted so you don't understand how powerful you are, and that everything that you need and everything that you want and everything that you're still possibly waiting for to come save you already exists inside. And we're proving this. We're not, this isn't talking. Here's the thing: we're not selling you anything. There's no sponsorship. I'm not going to send you to a website to buy an elixir or even a frequency device, or devices which I still use. I've separated those things because it's just so important to tell you about you. The most important to tell is you, is me. And everything that's happened for thousands of years, actually millennia, since the beginning of time, when people understood and knew how important we were. It's why history was rewritten. It's why civilizations, whatever, were buried under floods. Everything has been thrown at us to deceive us and keep us from understanding how powerful we are. And so I'm going to let Diane finish up her thought, and then I'm just going to throw that music on because I want you to, I literally, you should do this. This is so important. Have you looked at your beautiful face in the mirror, other than just like combing your hair or putting makeup on? Have you looked into your eyes in the mirror? Number one, and tell yourself how amazing you are and how beautiful you are. And but go in there and look in your eyes and say, is something today resonating here? Is Tenor and Diane, are they saying some things that are going to make me think differently? Because I've been at it for however many years. You've probably been at it for at least 5 years. And what has changed? not much has changed. We're still listening to news and news and news and this and that, and oh, and they voted in Canada today. And I can talk about these things because I just keep up a little bit of what's going on because it's entertainment for me, a little bit. And then I keep up with it because it frustrates me to see what they're doing, how this news cycle and this deception and these distractions will just continue on and on and on and on, and keeping you caught up and thinking that something's coming to save you, like med beds and the Sara Jasara and all of these things. And I've been saying for years that if we can't fix things, how do we think like everything is just gonna be okay if they just wave a magic wand and give us money and do these things? Doesn't that make sense to you? At this point, if this was just a month old, you'd be like, hey, shut the F up, Tenor. Like, I'm waiting for my money. But you're waiting for like 5 years, 6 years. How, it, is it, I hope something sinks in today. You can look in your eyes and say, how much longer, how many more years will I wait for something to come save me? Because it's not coming, because it's our job. Actually, and I have to beat you up a little bit now. If you are caught up in the distractions and the deception, you are actually preventing the ending of this movie, because we write the ending of this movie when we come together and we tap into this power that we have inside. And when you understand what it is, and I'm not going to talk about it in depth on this show because there's other shows. You can go to the healingtheworldtour.com, link into Tenor Talk, watch the Rumble and the YouTube and the last several videos. We get in depth of the things that we're doing on the tour, and it's not us doing it. We're just reminding people of how powerful they are, and we're coming together with other powerful creators, and people are healing. Exactly what Jesus did. We didn't do it. We're not
Well, even
special.
Jesus didn't
We're
do it.
all
Even
from
Jesus didn't do it. He was just
Jesus.
he
Didn't
was
do it.
just he was sharing this information. This is how drastic it is that it's been rewritten and everything. And I want to say that it's many years ago I was shown what the ego is. And the ego is very misunderstood, and the ego is very much like a child. It wants your attention. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. It just wants your attention off of your heart center. And that's what we're learning to do, is being that heart center. And I thought about the other day, and I said this on another show, that John F. Kennedy was Jr. was being interviewed, and he was giving this anecdote, which we all look at, which is look there, not here. And that is, he was giving a clue that this is exactly what's been going on. So I have other things to say, but I think right now I'd like for everybody to have that mirror time and to really
Yeah, really do that right now, guys. And I'm just gonna throw the music on so there's not black space. You don't have to listen to this music. These are just my singles, that are out there. And I've spoken about this. The reason I have music back in my life is because I've tapped into what I'm speaking about today, because I'm no longer deceived, and I've cut off like pretty much every channel. I don't watch news. I don't listen to podcasters. I don't listen to fake treats and patriots that are talking about news from morning to night. I've tapped into my divine power inside, which people have dedicated their entire lives to. And I don't think this is going to be the first time you're hearing stuff about this. I'm just so desperately want you to start to understand. I mean, how can you connect with people and tell them that I want you to, this is just not just like another show. Like, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I, I want you to look in my eye. What can I say to you to make you understand how powerful you are and how you've been deceived? We've all been deceived. And I was deceived just like you. And I'm starting to understand this powerful message and how powerful we are and where the power lies and how the results that we're looking for will come. I know how they will come because I'm starting to do that by tapping into my power inside. So how can I make you understand how much I love you and how sad I am for those that cannot hear this message? What will it take? What
it's
will it
so
take
simple.
Do I have to stand there for 10 minutes and look at you? And do I have to start crying to tell you to please, please, for you, not for me, because I'm changing my life. I know how powerful I am. I got the memo. I have a gorgeous dog because I commanded her from the field where everything exists. And I know how to speak the language now. That's what they took out of scripture. That's what they took out of the Bibles. They manipulated, they rewrote history. All the madness, all the wars, everything that is still continuing today, the news, the distractions, all of that only exists to distract you from you and keep you from understanding and hearing this message today. And I call out all truthers, all podcasters, all patriots. I tell them all, every single one of them, they're all full of shit. Unless they don't know, they actually, in their heart, do not know that this is the most important thing. And there are many that know that this is the most important thing. And so we were discussing this earlier that I have the word sheepnesia, right? Our friends and family that have sheepnesia. Those that are not hearing this message, that are supposedly think they know everything, and they're awake and they're in this movement. And if they're not understanding and not grasping this movement, and they're still following the people that are giving them bullshit all day and all night, you're no different. How are you any different? We talk about fake news, right? Trump talks about fake news, CNN, the Mockingbird media, sending all the bullshit out there to keep people distracted. How are you? How are you any different? You're not watching CNN, but you're watching all your bullshit patriots and fake patriots that are giving you bullshit all day and night. So how are you? I ask you this, go in the mirror. How are you any different than the people that you're disconnected from, that you think are watching the media and they don't know what the hell is going on? Do you know what the hell is
Tenor, I
going on?
think we talked about this earlier. It's easy to look at those from the movement who are woke. We think we look at those are woke. We can see them that they don't listen. They're not catching on. But those patriots who are truly searching, they aren't seeming to be able to look at themselves and see, wait a minute, um, maybe there's something to this. I need to put my brakes on for just a second and reflect, because it's so simple that I think it's like a mind blow for many people, that because it is so simple, it's just about practicing.
It is.
And that's why you've said this before, and that's why we've been kept down. That's why there's so many layers, because when something is so simple, the level of distraction can't just be a few things. It is thousands of layers around us that has kept us from this one simple awareness, and that is the language of the Holy Spirit, the higher self, how to speak to them.
And it is that simple, everyone. Is it simple to tap into it and to start to practice it? No, no, no. I've been at it for over a year. Can I do it every day? No, no. I'm honest. Last 2 days, Diane will tell you, last 2 days, I've been in quicksand. I'm like, why can't I connect? Why can't I connect? I believe the spiritual battle is real. I think we're in the final stages of it, but this is the most important thing. Why do you think wars and them poisoning us and spraying us, and you guys know all of this stuff? You know the vaccines, all of the things that they're trying to convert us. They're trying to take our humanness, our divinity away. They're trying to prevent us from tapping into our divinity, our power that's inside. Why do you think this battle is going on for millennia? It's to destroy God's pure
It's
creation.
a battle for
And
minds and
every
hearts. And that is the brain heart coherence, which is thought and emotion, which is spirit and matter. We're here in matter, which is the masculine and the feminine. It's all that. It's all within. And it's the marriage of those two, the thought and the emotion.
So honestly, look guys, do something. I know, oh, blah blah blah. Look, do it. I'm gonna throw this little medley on, and you can even pause the video if you're watching the replay. I think you need to do something different. Wouldn't you say? How many years has it been? Is it time to start thinking differently and asking yourself, if you're going to stay on that path, especially if you're sick and you're near death and you're waiting for like some cure or some med bed to come. I'm in the best physical shape of my life because of what we're talking about here, tapping into these things. And we talk about this on the other shows, and this is what we're doing on the tour. And by the way, if you want the tour to come through your town, send an email to tennerstribe@gmail.com. It's right there. We're heading, what's today, the 28th? Does anybody know what the date is? Today's the 28th, Monday. Tomorrow, the 29th, Tuesday, we are headed towards Florida, and we plan to do at least 2 shows next weekend. Whatever the weekend of the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, we'll be in the Tampa area. So if you want us to come through and you want to tap in some of this power, what we're talking about here, and you want to start healing yourself.
And we may be in Alabama as well. There may be a
passing through Alabama, maybe before. We're going to cross through. We're leaving Dallas, so we're going to cross through the southern part of Alabama, and whatever. But look, whatever the divine wants to happen, and whoever they want us to hook up with, it's going to happen. But let me throw this on, and I want you. Look, please get up. Have you done it? Please get up and look in the mirror and ask yourself: is this making sense to me? How many more years am I going to stay in the same thing? Is your heart speaking to you right now? Is your heart telling you that maybe something just isn't right, and there's a reason for all of this, all of these distractions? And can I hear Tenor? Can I hear Diane? It's not just me. We know there's people that dedicated decades of their lives, and the main person I follow is Greg Braden. I've gotten rid of all of my Telegram channels, all of my social media. I'm not caught up in the distractions anymore because I understand where the creator is. He's inside from birth. I got the memo, created in his image. I actually got the memo. I understand what that means. And Jesus was telling everybody how powerful we are things than I. And that's what's happening here. And that's real stuff. So anyway, here's the medley. And go look in the mirror and say, what's up? And then we'll be back, and then we'll talk about a few things, and then we'll get the heck out of here. Yeah.
God knows we ain't perfect. Lord, how we try. And we live the way that we live for those brave souls that died. And they gave America their all to America. That's America. There's miles of roads before us as a new generation draws near. Visions, dreams, and understanding, all roads to a new frontier. That's America, the hope of America. That's America. That's America, the hope of America. That's America.
All right. I hope you went into the mirror and asked yourself, is something wrong? How many more years will I listen to somebody tell me that something is coming to save me? How many more years will I listen to somebody tell me that med beds are a week away? How many more years will I listen to somebody tell me that Nasara Jasara is coming? How many more years will I listen to somebody tell me that the reevaluation is coming from all of that bullshit currency I bought from all of those different countries? It's any day. The reeval is coming. This country's resetting, and oh, boo boo. I do this way because talking about it simply and non sarcastic seems to not work. But how fucked up? How long are you going to wait for this bullshit?
Tell them what the RV is, though, the real RV.
The reevaluation actually is you. It's you reevaluating who you are and taking responsibility and tapping into the power that you have and ending this nightmare. I don't know how many people, but hopefully enough people get the memo. So when enough of us get the memo of what we're talking about today and understand that we're powerful creators and what they've kept from us for millennia, and they've given us all these distractions, and a lot of us are still caught up in the distractions because we're waiting when we don't have to wait because everything is inside. When enough of us get that memo and we start to tap into that power and we get on the same frequency and the same page, everything is over. We write the ending. It's that simple. This
I want
is
to
the
say,
most important video that you are watching today. Trust me.
and I want to say, I am very impressed with those who I have met and have come across, that I have met personally or talked to, who get this, who are just simply lacking the practice of doing it daily, multiple times a day, whether you set your phone, wear a ribbon around your finger, whatever it is. And I'm very aware, heightened, when I see groups like Greg Braden's group, or I'm hearing Joe Dispenza and the group, some things that his group is doing. And there are others that are doing this work. And this is the work. And this is the action. And I have this on very, very highest authority that this is it.
Diane, I was going to show a lot of those clips, but guys, if something resonated with you today and you understand that something's wrong, and here's what I ask you to do. Here's a look. It's a 2-day challenge, and it's not even full days. It's like literally. Can you guys like cut out a space in the morning and in the evening, right after you wake up? Check this out. Listen to me. I'm telling you something so important. Can you guys, and Bambi's giving kisses for everyone because she's just such a love bug. How could she be anything other than love when I created her right from my heart and tapped into the power that I have? That's why she's perfect. So can you've done a lot of things in your life, right? It's a 2-day challenge, but it's not even 2 days. Check this out. This is a challenge. I challenge you. I challenge you. People want to challenge. I challenge you because I don't think you can do it. I hope you can. 15 minutes. Can you carve out 15 minutes in the morning and when you first wake up, before you grab your phone and you get caught up in all of that intel that's going to tell you where you're searching and you're waiting to find out when that intel is coming? You're going to hope you're going to tap into that channel. You're going to tap into that patriot that's been dragging your ass along for the last 5 years to tell you when you're going to be saved. Can you carve out 15 minutes and not grab the phone and get involved in the matrix? Can you put on some relaxing music? And can you just think about something that you're grateful for? And can you think about what you're grateful for, and can you connect it with your heart? And can you get emotional over it? So you're grateful, like watching a video, right? Even the guys, the guys are screwed because the guys have been taught that they're not supposed to get emotional. They're supposed to be rough and tough. You can't get emotional. emotional. You got to suck it up. You're the guy. You're a strong guy. Why do you think we drop dead like 100 times more than women? Because we don't. They've told us and they've manipulated us and they told us that we can't tap into our emotions. I don't give a shit. I cry on like almost every show online because that's the language that we're speaking about today. That's the intel. You're the language. You see that? You had to wait. You're like, Tanner, where's the intel? Where's the intel? Oh my God, it's not the intel of when the date. It's not the intel of when the Nasara Jasara stork is coming to drop because give me the money and my dinar is gonna. No, the intel is. Here's the intel. The intel is that you're a powerful creator, and they've manipulated everything. And the way to change your life and change the world and get everything that you've been waiting for, that you think someone is coming to bring you, or Jesus is coming back and God is coming back in the clouds, that's all of the deception. All of that you seek is inside. It sounds insane. I know, Tenny, you're insane. I know. That's how badly they demented your brain and my brain. I'm just as guilty until I learned this and I started to tap into this. Everything is inside, and it's so simple. It's emotion. It's emotion. Emotion. And if you want to go further, because I don't want to keep this as a long video, if you want to go further, you go to healingtheworldtour.com. You click up, you go to Tenor Talk. Make sure you're subscribed to the Rumble, YouTube, and there's videos. We've got a part 1 and a part 2. They're less than an hour and a half. 2 videos. You'll listen to some lunatic for 3 hours talk to you about Nasara Jasara for 5 years. Do you have an hour and a half to listen to a part 1 and a part 2 where we show you the science and the proof of all of these things that are happening? We've got an 81-year-old that's off of all of his medications after we stopped in Michigan. Once we spoke about this and he tapped into his power. He took himself off his medications. We have someone in Ohio. We have people across the globe that tapped in that are changing their lives. And it's not us. There's people that have dedicated decades of their lives, like Greg Braden. Again, I'm not selling you anything. You don't ever have to put on Tenor Talk ever again. Just go follow Greg Braden with 2 G's, Gregg. I'm not selling you anything. I don't have a soap. I don't have an elixir. There's no links in there. The only thing I have to sell you is my song and my music that I created after I learned how to tap into my power. And I wrote a song, which I've never done before in my life. Hey, you want to say hello again, everybody?
And I think we need to be clear and make it so people understand what it is that they are doing. What you're doing is when you first wake up and you're still in a very calm and peaceful state.
You're breaking up, Diane.
You are envisioning your day.
You're breaking up, Diane.
Oh, so yeah, I noticed. So are you. Is that better? You're envisioning your day or what it is that you are wanting. If that is the flash, envision it. But envision it as you're the one that's making the call. The call compels the answer. And you're adding the emotion, the passion, or the gratitude, or whatever that is, to seeing that. So when we have this understanding that, and I don't like to go biblical, but ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven unless you enter as a child. It's because the child in us still has that imagination, not worrying about where our food's coming from or whatever's happening. I'm saying it's a process to be there, but when we can be there instantly, and we can create, and we can have the emotion, and watch how quickly your day changes when you envision your whole day. Very quickly. You can do it quicker than you can walk through it. So we have that opportunity. That's the work. It is the feeling. It is the visualization. These are the 2 key things. And I just wanted to make that clear for those who are wondering what it is they're doing. It's that simple. See yourself in 5D. See yourself helping others. See yourself enjoy climbing a mountain, whatever it is, healed, whatever. That's what you're doing. You are creating what it is you want and want to live. I should say it like that.
I think I actually have to tap into that one small part in this video to show people that are new, that haven't seen any of this stuff yet. I want to show them one thing, and this is everything. And if this is resonating with you and you want to make a change in your life and you're looking to do something different. I'm not even telling you to follow Diane and I or the tour. Just follow Greg Braden and watch his videos, because I was able to change my life just from watching those videos and tapping into this stuff. So you don't have to go travel around like we are. The divine just told me that I had to leave New York and I had to start traveling, and I have to start meeting people along the way. And because there's something about, which you'll see in this quick video, when we get together, when powerful creators get together, we create. I think that's where the term "where two or more gather," because you don't have to be in a church, you don't have to be in one of those fake buildings. Two or more gather. We're powerful when we're together. So just
And the
give me a second,
connection
because
is what people really are longing for anyway,
right,
and
we
what
want to. Yeah.
increases that. Mm-hmm.
So let me give me a second, because I have this long video. I just have to find the space. I just, please hang in there, guys. This is you. I want you to understand that what you're about to watch right now is everything that we're talking about. This is what we have the power to do. And after you watch this, this is why you have to go in the mirror again and say, why do I have to be waiting for anything when I have the power to do what I just watched these people do? These people are just like you. They understand what we're talking about today. The power within. Check this out.
And together we are sharing the science. Some of the science, Robin, is so new that it's seen and measured directly 400 years ago. And now they're coming back. The lost gospel of Thomas, this monastery. And we saw it, and you'll see a picture of it here. How many have heard of the lost gospel of Thomas? The lost Jesus. In this that disappeared, in how powerful it is to marry thought and emotion. But they still haven't told us how. Regarding this feeling-based prayer, this lost mode of prayer. That creates the electrical and the magnetic waves that bring that answer to you. And so any discussion regarding this feeling-based prayer, this lost mode of prayer, sometimes seems a little more than academic until we can actually apply it in our lives or see it applied in our lives. It was in the late 1990s that I had the opportunity to do precisely that. When I saw the footage documenting the healing of a life-threatening condition within the body of a living woman using precisely the kinds of techniques that we're speaking about right now. For me, it was this kind of information that took this lost modality of prayer out of the realm of academics and into something that's very real that we can apply in our lives. I had the opportunity during that time to see some video footage of the healing of a 3-inch diameter bladder cancer inside the body of a woman who, by Western medical standards, had been diagnosed inoperable. She had gone, as a last resort, to a medicineless hospital in Beijing, China. It was in this medicineless hospital where they began simply by addressing the life-affirming ways that she could change how she was living her life. They taught her life-affirming ways to breathe and life-affirming ways to nourish her body, gentle movements to stimulate the energy centers in her body. And as she was doing these and strengthening her body, at one point it made sense to undergo a process. Now I'd like to share this. I'd like to describe it to you as a very potent example of how the feeling world inside of our bodies has a direct effect, in this case a very graphic effect, on the world beyond our bodies. So in the video documentation, the film shows a woman lying on in a hospital room. She's fully awake, she's fully conscious, she believes in the process that's about to happen. Before her, there is an ultrasound technician who is running an ultrasound wand over her lower abdomen that we can see on a split-screen television. And on the left-hand side of the screen, they do a snapshot, a freeze frame of an instant in time for reference, so we can see what her condition looked like in that instant in time. On the right-hand side of the screen, we are able to watch real time as 3 practitioners stand behind her, working with the energy in her body and with the feelings in their bodies. And what they do is they begin to chant a word that to them, they've agreed upon, that reinforces the feeling within them that she's already healed. The chant essentially says already healed, already done. And as they begin to have this feeling and to say these words among themselves, on the computer screen, on the television screen, we can watch in real time this cancerous tumor as it disappears in less than 3 minutes real time. It's not like time lapse on a documentary where you see a rose unfold in 30 seconds in something that normally takes days. This literally happens in less than 3 minutes. Her body responded to the feelings of the practitioners who were trained to have the kinds of feelings that they were having. And all they were feeling was the feeling of what it feels like to be in the presence of a woman who is already healed, fully enabled, fully capacitated. They were not seeing her as a woman who was sick, and they weren't saying, bad cancer, you've got to go away. It's a very, very different way of thinking about things, and it's a very graphic example of precisely how this principle works. I had the opportunity to speak to the gentleman, Luke Chen, that actually created this film. And I asked him a question. I said, what if those 3 practitioners weren't there? I said, could this woman have done this? Could any of us do this on our own? And he smiled at me when I asked him the question. He said, Greg, in all probability, she probably could have done it alone. However, there's something about us humans in that we seem to feel more empowered and stronger when we're supported by others in the things that we believe in and in the things that we choose to accomplish. So while she probably could have had this feeling and done it herself, having these 3 practitioners work with her was the threshold that it took for her body to respond. All they were doing was having the feeling as if she were already healed, and in less than 3 minutes her body responded. What Western physics now is beginning to tell us is that the same energy, the same field that led to the healing in this woman's body also leads to peace between nations. It's the same thing, different scale, same principle. And I've been involved in experiments where hundreds of thousands of people joined together through the World Wide Web. We were coordinated on the internet at a given hour of time, a window of time, when we were trained to feel the feelings of peace in our bodies during that time. And when we did that, statistically, what happened in events around the world, there were wartime events. There were bombings, aerial bombings in Iraq that were scheduled, that were reversed during the window of time when this prayer was happening. Crimes against people declined. Emergency hospital room visits declined. There was a computer research project at Princeton University that was able to document the field of consciousness on a global level while these prayers were going on, and they saw a little glitch, a glyph on the screen indicating that consciousness was responding to hundreds of thousands of people feeling the feeling of peace in the moment that it was occurring.
So, guys, I wanted to leave you with that. Did you hear that? Peace, anything that we want to create, anything that we want happens when we agree on it as a collective. We put it in our hearts. We come together. That's the collective consciousness. Your DNA changes when you're thinking about peace, when you're in gratitude. Wars stopped. Tumors disappeared when people agreed upon it, when they learned how to speak the language of emotion. That's the intel. The language of emotion has been manipulated against us, and we've created the matrix that we're living through now. Now we have the memo. Whatever the end result is that we want, whether you want Nasara Jasara, money, healing, the love of your life, to heal yourself, to heal a loved one, for your children to come back, for your missing children to come back that have been taken. We have to do this way instead of being caught up in the news and the madness and having our emotions used against us by stress and anxiety. I want to leave you with that. Did you see that? I want you to understand that 3 people and a woman that understood how powerful they were, they know how to speak the language that has been manipulated out of scripture, out of everything. They put in ask and ye shall receive. If you want to know what the real language is, it's in the older videos. So cut out, I'm going to tell you right now, cut out some of the bullshit artists that are telling you about when the money's coming, the EBS, all the thing. Because if they're still doing that, if that's all they're talking about, you can clearly tell them that Tenor said they are full of shit and I'm coming for them. Because they are full of shit. They are manipulating you. You can cut that out. And the time that you gain from that, you can start to invest in yourself. And it's not me. You don't have to watch Tenor Talk. Just go subscribe to Greg Braden. I'm not selling anything. I only want to tell you about you and how powerful we all are. It's that simple. It's that simple. So if you want to invest a little further, and we discuss these things a little deeper, and people are healing as a result of us stopping together, because we're powerful together, and we're not doing it. We're just spreading the word. Subscribe at Tenor Talk on the Rumble and the YouTube, and look
You've
for
cut
the
out a little
Arkansas.
bit, Tenor. You're cut out.
Yeah, we're cutting out. I'm sorry. The devil is still working. We're in a spiritual battle because they don't want this message
Tenor?
out. That's
Can you hear? You were cut out. You're being cut
yeah.
out.
No, I just look. Hey, if people, you want to cut out some of the fat in your life, these people that have been selling you the same bullshit forever that's not coming. If you want to listen to 2 videos that are a little more in depth, go to tennertalk.com, subscribe to the Rumble and the YouTube, and go to the Arkansas Part 1 and Part 2. Both videos combined are less than an hour and a half.
Right.
So when you cut out the fat, you'll have a little bit of that time, and you don't have to follow Tenor Talk anymore. You can just go follow Greg Braden. I'm not trying to sell you anything other than yourself. This is how this movie ends. This is what's going on. This is what has been kept from us. This is the most important intel. So much that it's been manipulated for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Okay, it's all there. So invest a little bit invest in yourself.
And
because you're the one that's going.
And as we close out, I want to say a couple of things, and then we'll say goodbye, good night. That is, you were told, physician, heal thyself. That is profound. And we're going to have a show in the next couple of days, and we're going to send out what we're all going to come together and what our focus is going to be. So we hope that you join us for that show.
Absolutely. And I'll throw the medley on again at the end. I just want everybody to know, thank you for coming. The last song in this medley is a song that I wrote when I tapped into that power. I've never written a song before, so I hope that if you like that medley and you see the power in that song, that was only possible by me tapping into that power that exists within inside me, and I wrote this song. So you can go to tennertalk.com and watch it for free. But this tour, what we're doing is operating on donations. We don't know where we're going next. Well, we're going to Florida. After Florida, I don't know how long I'll be on the road. And guys, I can go back home. I was very successful in real estate. I could be making well over 6 figures and going back into the matrix. But, my heart told me that I have to go out on the road and get together with powerful creators, because we have to learn this message. And I want to get together with powerful creators, because we're the ones that are going to change everything. So I hope you understand that. I hope you cut some of the fat out in your life. And I hope that you start to change your life, because you're the only one that's going to change your life. You can create everything, your healing, your abundance, everything. You're the one. You don't have to be waiting for everything. Please hear this message and look at something differently.
We're already
okay. I hope that we're
already everything that we seek, and we are who we've been waiting for.
It's us. We're the plan. Good night, guys. I love you so much, and I hope that you heard something differently and you were able to hear something that has you thinking that it's time for you to understand how powerful you are, and you start to claim your power. Okay. I love you. Good night. And I'm just going to throw the songs on as we close out.
God knows we ain't perfect. Lord, how we try. And we live the way that we live for those brave souls that died. And they gave America their all to America. That's America. before us as a new generation draws near. Visions, dreams, and understanding all rose to a new